Okay, this is the sewing machine that you're going to be working with. It's the Bernina. This is a machine that's already threaded. You've got your thread going through the tension, down here to the thread guide, up here to the thread take-up lever, down here through this little hook, and then through the eye of the needle. And with threading the needle, you have to lower the presser foot, and I'll show you how to do that later. So that's a threaded machine. So now I'm going to show you how to unthread it, and it's very simple. You just take your thread and you pull it off. We have two spool holders. You want to use this spool holder so your thread doesn't get knotted up. Also, you want to make sure that this little felt piece is on the bottom of your spool holder, because what that does is it slows the spin of the spool so you don't get your thread all knotted up. Set that on there. This is your first place you're going to thread, and you're going to do it as if you're flossing your teeth. You go from the back to the front. You just lay it down into the thread tension. Keep going straight down. Now you're going to make a U-turn in this thread guide. Pull it up gently. You want to have your thread take-up lever right here. There's a little slot on the top. I don't know if you can see that, but my nail's like touching it. You're going to go right into that slot, gently pull. Come straight down to this little hook right here where my finger is. And the opening is in the back. You just go from the back, from the back to the front, just slide it to the front. Now, in the back, you're going to take and gently hold this down. And that lifts and lowers the presser foot. But you have to pay attention on this. It has a spring in it. And if you just touch it like this, that's what I'll hear. That's very hard on the machine. So we're going to hold on to it and guide it down each and every time. So to thread your needle, you will make sure this is lowered. So I'm going to lower it. And then I'm going to thread my needle. And it's from the front to the back. And just thread the eye of the needle. And what I love about this machine is we have this little white on the presser foot, and that enables you to see through the eye of the needle easier to thread your needle. So that's kind of a nice little feature. So that's threading the top thread. And when you're done, lift your presser foot. And I don't know if you can see this very well. On the presser foot right here, there's a slot on the right-hand side. You're going to take your thread and put it through that slot, just like that. Okay. And that's the top threading. Now, in here is our bobbin and bobbin case. So, to thread your bobbin and bobbin case, we're going to unthread it first. I don't have a lot of thread, so I would not want to start sewing with this. I would want to get a new bobbin, and when you guys get low on thread, you're going to switch the low bobbin to get a filled one, and I will have extra bobbins available. So when you're doing this, I'm just going to continue using this bobbin. You want to hold it so when you look at the bobbin, it looks like a number 9. Can you see what I'm saying? Here's the top part of the 9, this is the stem of the 9. So you hold it like this in your right hand. You put it in the bobbin case. Let me clip off this little piece here, because that's going to be confusing. That shouldn't be there. But because it's low on thread, it's there. Now, I'm going to slide my thread into this little slot right here, and then underneath this plate. So it just slides in and under and into the opening. Now, to hold the bobbin in the case, you lift this little tab up and it will hold it in. This little arm, when you put it in the machine, you have to keep that tab open. And you put this in at the 12 o'clock position. Take your time and make sure it's in there and not moving around. So when you touch it, it should be locked in place. Now, the next thing you're going to do is grab the top thread coming from the needle with your left hand. With your right hand, come over here, you're going to move the hand wheel. You're going to move it towards your body until this thread take-up lever goes down and back up. So watch. So you're going to keep moving this towards you and stop right there. Gently pull. It's like you've been fishing and you've caught a fish, and you're going to pull the fish up into the boat, and you have threaded the machine correctly. Rest it on the thread cutter right here, and it will hold it in place for you. And then you're ready to sew. Now these machines have been set, so when you're sewing, you want to sew through 2 layers of fabric. I'm going to put it on the 5/8 line, and the 5/8 line, it's going to be the 4th line over. So if you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to line your fabric up with that edge of your fabric with that line, I meant. Put your presser foot down, and you're going to begin stitching, and then we need to back stitch. And when we back stitch, we're going to lift this up and it will back stitch. You just do it a couple stitches, and then you keep sewing your seam. And then once you're done with your seam, you need to back stitch again. Again, just a couple stitches. Now this is a trick. If this is in this position in the corner of the head of the machine like this, when you lift your presser foot up, pull this out, it will come out easy, and then you can use your cutter on the side here, right here, swipe it on there, and it comes right off. This is how it's used. Okay? And this is what a 5/8 of an inch seam looks like. Now, on the bear, you're going to be using a 1/4 inch.